Good evening, everyone. I hope you are all well. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, yes, as I was saying, I've been politically homeless since the election for reasons that you all may know very well, but we won't dwell on that. For those of us who really feel angry about what is happening to this country, what has been happening to this country, not just since the Boris wave, but since the election of Tony Blair in 97 and even before that. If you have been following what is happening and what our current leaders are supporting, what they are part of, you will probably understand that this goes back over a century and it has been a calculated, premeditated, and incremental destruction of our country, our sovereignty, and our way of life. I would argue that this was only accelerated by Tony Blair. And since the election in 2024, all hell has broken loose. People can't speak out. People are in prison for expressing anger online. And yet, other people post videos of themselves threatening members of the British public, and nothing seems to happen to them whatsoever. I'm sure you don't need me to remind you of all of this. So, moving on to Advance UK, what do we stand for? Ben Habib has been a tried and tested politician for years now. He has demonstrated his love of the United Kingdom, his love of our sovereignty, and highlighted the errors in the EU withdrawal agreement, in all the policies that have been implemented against our will or without our consent before, during, and after Brexit, and especially since this government took the helm. Therefore, when Ben launched Advance UK, we knew that it would be founded correctly. As you may know, for me, the most important element of not just a party, but government as a whole is democracy. And although we are told that we are living in a democracy, we are far from it. And that is why we were all delighted that Ben launched Advance UK with the most transparent democratic structure of any party in this country's history. People elected to lead an independent college and then the members. And from day one, the members have the right and the option to vote out anybody they wish, including Ben himself. The true sign of a leader is someone who not only makes themselves available to the electorate, not just someone who ensures there is a strategy in place to listen to members and in the future voters, but a leader who lays the foundation to be replaced should the members wish. That's the sign of a true leader, not an autocrat who removes anyone, even as far as going to the extreme of making malicious fake allegations about anyone who threatens to take them out of the limelight. That is not democracy. And you only need to look into that to see what kind of ideology the other parties have, and I won't be naming them. And that, for me, says everything. And this filters down not just through the regions to the counties, but to the individual branches. Because personally, as I've said before, when it's time to find candidates, I would like to see several people stand. I would like to see them give their best, and I'd like to see the local members choose the candidate who they feel will represent them. That is true democracy. There are many issues that we, the public, should have had the opportunity to voice our opinion, and our opinion should have been taken seriously. But in this day and age, it seems that everything, every wrong is used as an excuse to bring in digital ID. And we all know the motive behind that, and we know where it will lead. And we don't need that. We don't need digital ID to be able to cast a vote. We do not need digital ID to engage in a referendum, to engage in an opportunity, not that that will ever happen under the current administration, to agree or disagree with legislation that affects us. I'm sure most of you have a .gov account, whether it's to do your tax return, apply for your passport, or anything along those lines, check on your pension. That's secure, that's accessible. If it has your passport details on, your national insurance number, your details of your pension, I'm sure that it's secure enough for each one of us to be able to log in and cast a vote on major issues should we be given the opportunity. But we are never given that opportunity because we are not in a true democracy. We have found ourselves with people at the helm who are blatantly lying to us, who have divided us, who blame one portion of the population for everything that they disagree with, to create division, to stir up hate. But in the meantime, the very demographic that they are punishing is the demographic that they need to fund everything. And many of those people are leaving en masse. Since the election, uh, dozens and dozens of companies have delisted from our stock market, uproots, and left to go to other countries. Many companies have left the UK. Many wealthy people have left the UK. And eventually, there will be nobody generating the money to pay for everything. This is why we need a Democratic Party that will be receptive to what the majority want, will give them the opportunity to voice their opinion, and that their opinion will be listened to, because we are rapidly approaching the point where we will be denied a voice. Already we can see that dozens of elections have been cancelled, and every one of those elections that have been cancelled are in locations where the current government will lose seats. It's not a coincidence. There is a dark and undemocratic motive to everything that they are doing, and we need to stand and fight against it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with different people with different views all standing against each other, because that is democracy. We're hearing now, up in the Gorton by-election, that Advance UK will be taking votes from another party that allegedly has the same policies, but they do not. This is the same narrative that we were hearing back in 2024 from the Conservatives. The establishment always uses that argument to strike fear into people, to disregard any threat. And Advance UK, albeit that it is in its infancy, is a threat. What happens going forward how we work, how we collaborate professionally, politically, ideologically with anyone around us is a matter to be taken in due course. But what matters now is that we collectively have a vehicle and a voice to stand up and be counted because, as I said, the clock is ticking. And as time goes by, it is going to become increasingly more difficult to voice any objection to this dishonest and evil and undemocratic authoritarian government that we have found ourselves at the mercy of, keeping in mind they did not actually win anything. They actually received far less votes than Jeremy Corbyn did in 2019, and that was considered a catastrophe. They are in power simply because the Conservative vote collapsed, with good reason, after what they had done to the country. But we, the people, did not deserve, after 14 years of being punished by Conservative negligence and complicity to globalism, to then be punished yet again with these people and all of their skeletons in their closet that they hide with threats and with abusing the judicial system for their own benefit. We're currently engaged in the process of launching branches throughout the country. Personally, I am the county organiser for Northamptonshire, where there are 7 constituencies, and eventually there will be 7 branches. I'm interim chair of the Northampton North branch. We have an interim chair for Kettering, and we need interim chairs for the other 5 branches. We will be holding meet and greets around the county, which will be posted on our page, which is Advance UK Northamptonshire. There is a page already for Advance UK Kettering and Advance UK Northampton North. If you're interested in getting involved or helping us in any way, then please feel free, keep an eye on our page and come along at our meet and greet, where you can ask any questions and you can actually give us your details and get involved in the battle that we have ahead. If you have any questions in the meantime, please feel free to message us on the page at any time, and I will always make time to respond or even arrange a call should you wish. Thank you very, very much. Just a short live stream to introduce you to Advance UK, and hopefully I will be seeing you and meeting you in the near future. Bye bye for now.